Hear ye, hear ye. Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking. I don't know why I tried knightly speech. My intro sounds like that already to begin with, so welcome back to another episode of... the Green Knight. We've returned once more. And by the way, if you clicked on the video before we started this, the title has been fixed now. So it now says episodes 8 to 10, because that's what we're covering today. Because I calculated, and 8 to 10 are about the same length as 9 to 12, 11 to 12 combined, so as far as duration goes, we'll have enough to say about all of those, in theory. So yeah, if there's one thing that I love, it's mermaids. If there's two things that I love, it's beach episodes. But beach episodes that are well done, obviously. Now, for me, a great beach episode is all about the character dynamics and about, how everyone interacts off each other in a relaxed environment that people are mostly familiar with, even if they have just seen it. Other people have other opinions on what involves a good beach episode, and I guess we'll see where Midori Stories' priorities lay all these years ago in a moment's time. But first, let's welcome our guest, Ghosty.
For me, a beach episode is about seeing how the characters bounce off each other. Just like we figure out in Avatar that Azula literally cannot relax. That poor girl, she's strung up like an instrument.
Yeah, not to mention she can't relate to other people, gets her own age, gets jealous easily, has no idea how an actual romance is supposed to go, etc., etc. And Zuko, of course, is angry at himself. Well, we all knew that anyway, but it's nice to hear him say it,
Also, I'm back on the horse that is Monster Compendium after going through some friend drama, and well, I've been editing for the past hour while listening to Satan's Guide to the Bible.
Yeah, that's interesting combination. Then again, I've been combining Once Upon a Witchlight with editing as of the past few weeks, so that makes perfect sense to me.
Listen, sometimes you just need background audio that isn't your friends that share voices with most of your cast.
No, that is exceptionally true.
Because I've tried editing in call once and I keep mixing up Aiden's voice with Justin's, and it's just two cars crashing into each other on the highway at high speed.
Yeah, I had to stop calling people while editing for a very similar reason. It was also Aiden that was the deciding factor for me. It was partly because I think I was doing a Felix scene at the time, so again, conflict there. But also, was the fact that because he couldn't hear what was going on my end, so whenever he would be saying something, I'd be trying to listen to a piece of audio, would just not work. So yeah. If I'm only doing visuals, I might give an editing call, but if it's anything audio related, no, definitely not.
Like, I do audio and visuals together.
Yeah.
I
Next
like
time I edit
listening to
Alpha Witch
the,
Academy, I'll consider opening up the calls again.
like, I just listen to the visuals and dictate, like, poses and stuff according to the tone I've picked.
I mean, yeah, that's what it boils down to. And it's what it boils down to here as well, whether or not you've got the voice acting or not. We'll see how Midori handled those things.
Yay,
in the beach
episode!
episode. Plus another two that come after that, but we'll get to them.
I can't wait till we do the Drama Club Beach episode.
That is true. We did plan one after all. Never forget the princess's name is Tiara. Yeah.
I can't exactly. Get over the fact that her name is Tiara.
Yeah.
What was that? I couldn't see it over the intense blasting.
It's the DL. It's the name of the organization.
And also So I like how her name is Starshine. Meanwhile, her name is Sunshine. Yet there was a star having a miniature seizure on the screen.
I guess. I mean, maybe that was the shrunken sun. Anyways, episode 8, Beach Surprise. Hurry up, everyone's already there. I love how it got changed before leaving to the okay.
Like, to be honest,
Don't
I do
rush
that,
me.
like, when I'm going to the pool. You just cover it up with some, like, shorts or something so you don't
Oh,
walk out
yeah,
in public looking really indecent.
I mean, I tend to cover up my swimming gear with like actual shirts and trousers beforehand, and then afterwards, you know. So it makes getting changed on the way there much easier, because then obviously on the way back you take a spare change, but you're gonna have to do that anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference.
You know, unless you do like me and T-pose all over your friend's car while dripping water.
Yeah, I'm new to putting on bathing suits. I'm new to putting on one article of clothing rather than various.
Yeah, she's wearing a one piece instead of a two piece too, which makes that line even worse.
If you needed help, you could have just asked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that like swimming gear all the time is very skin tight, so it takes a bit to put it on. But it's still one piece of clothing, and it's also, you know, it's not like it's a different procedure. Let's say.
Okay, Jacob, let's pause for a second. Let's pick that up and put it down right quick. If you needed help, you could have just asked. Meanwhile, she's changing into a bathing suit.
I don't think he registered that. I think he's gonna start blushing now, potentially. I'll request help next. Oh, never mind. Also, put these on. Like, I would ever do it or else. Yeah, but can I remind people that she just invited herself to live at his house and is continuing to live this lie to avoid the mild embarrassment of admitting a lie to a person she barely knows. This is the plot at this point.
Yes, this is the plot. Also, we're not gonna touch
me. I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Ooh, look at me. We're not gonna touch on the fact at all that we're just gonna pass over that line. And she like agrees that fine, next time I'll ask you for help while getting dressed in form-fitting outfit.
I am very surprised that in this series in particular, that's modeled so heavily off of anime tropes, did not go into the embarrassed main protagonist gets put in a compromising situation due to a comment and or visual gag brought on by love interest. I know it's a very complicated name for the trope, but I think we all understand what I mean.
Like,
I'm sure TV tropes are far catchier title than that.
Like, you want to know what else is a trope name that I can't get over? Young adult figures out they have magic powers.
I mean, I suppose, yeah.
That's quite literally the name of the trope on.
Yeah, you think they would come up with like a different name other than because that's yeah, not exactly very catchy.
Young adult finds
Describes
out
it, it's accurate,
powers.
but yeah, yeah. Aww.
Why is he wearing horns?
I have absolutely no idea. I just watched back 3 episodes of this series and none of them explain this. What? 10 minutes later. Twinsies! Barely. Why do you both have sets of fake horns, especially ones that like in his house particularly? Unless you brought them with her, because I suppose maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
Maybe like that also implies she was planning to also wear them, even though right now she looks like she's wearing them begrudgingly.
Maybe it's like the fake ears and tail that Aphmau had. She got them to wear in private, and never showed to anyone, but still had them in the first place.
In that case, isn't this also mildly speciesist to demons?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if the demons. I think the demons in this series they do have actual horns, they tend to mostly be the villains, so no one's exactly feels bad for them. But yes, otherwise it would be. It's swimming time. That was our cliffhanger for next time. If we had like a next time on the Green Knight, it's swimming time. You know, because people forget that they set up a beach episode and they have a beach episode here. Not like that's the reason I knew this was happening or anything. But before we go, you guys mind explaining the matching outfits? Are you guys official? Y'all are so cute. You know, I didn't even notice that they had very similar color schemes until right now. Shut up. I had no control over it. Yes, you did. You went. Well, Sunshine went shopping yesterday.
Sunshine.
And insisted on the horns, and therefore we got that reciprocated.
Also,
Tomi, I guess, had.
You two live in the same house and saw each other before you left.
Yeah. What? Alright, whatever. Let's just head to the beach. Beach, time to get away.
Woohoo!
Blue, I'm
coming for you.
Is
what?
That what ocean? He just calls the ocean blue, I suppose.
Ocean blue, I'm coming for you.
How to do, I'm Creme de la Crew. I love unicorns. Come on, let's go. You can go first. I gotta put on sunscreen. You had all that time to prepare and you didn't put on sunscreen before. Oh, wait, I forgot. Anime trope. Of course he puts on sunscreen when arriving at the beach. I forgot that's a thing they do all the time.
Oh, yeah. Dylan the Wolf! Hello! Please, take my attention away from the beach episode.
The one we were like, hey, I like beach episodes. I like beach episodes too. Now we're here like, what are we watching? Although I'm very impressed that that we didn't get like the Sunshine reveals swimsuit to Tomi. Tomi blushes / has anime nosebleed. You know, we didn't do that.
Like, I'm actually glad we didn't do that. I feel like, you know, the anime nosebleed thing is a little overdone, and this is coming from, you know, someone who is a fine connoisseur of anime tropes.
Yeah, well, this is made by someone who is a fine connoisseur of anime tropes. That's why I'm shocked it was avoided, considering the amount of anime gross out we had the last couple episodes.
Now she's upset because he didn't offer to help her put on this.
Yeah. I can't just sit here all day. You won't have to. Just put the sunscreen on and go into the sea.
Also, Dylan the Wolf, this is an anime beach episode.
Exactly.
Tomi and all of his companions, friends, people he's talked to all of a few times, have all come to the beach for merriment.
Indeed. Maybe if I just stop at the shore. Yeah, that's easy. Oh, okay. So it's an Aphmau can't swim moment. Either that or it's Finn scared of the ocean. I guess they all had snorkeling gear that they didn't show before. And also, Jet over here on the left just has a full jacket under the water. Why?
Take off the jacket. I promise no one will laugh at your weird anime abs. Why does everyone have abs?
Because it's Gacha Studio.
Why does Gacha Studio has abs? Nobody else.
Yeah, you know, it's surprising that people spend time nowadays editing Gacha characters to have abs, but you know, I guess at one point it was a officially endorsed and expected thing to occur. In fact, you know, now that I think about that, like the priorities of Luname, the company, really did shift as soon as Gacha Life started, and Gacha Heat overtook everything. Because then suddenly we went from, oh, okay, here we're going to have literal designs of abs on the characters to be used in the episodes, versus here's an update that removes the option to have to match the colored shirts to the skin color of the characters because now we don't even have a shirtless feature at all anymore.
Yes, that's because the little children keep, replicating their parents in Gacha life.
I assume you mean in this case that their parents being like, people they've been inspired by, like other GachaTubers that have done similar videos or the same ones because they used to copycat rather than what they see in their actual houses with parents. Okay, just checking. Oh no, not Gacha Heat. Please don't bring that up. Yeah, what's the point of reviewing an episode that predates Gacha Heat if we just bring it up all the time? Sorry about that.
Like, okay, let's go. Why did Tony go deeper in the ocean?
Because he doesn't have he doesn't have a jacket weighing him up, I suppose.
Oh. Oh, wait, this is a dead body.
Casually sharks in the background. Yeah.
Yes, just casually sharks in the background in this drowning scene.
Yeah, I guess he must have seen Sunshine drowning down with the most neutral expression I've seen on any character outside of Kana Kobayashi. Sunshine! She was just by the shore, right? How did the tide sweep her that quickly? I have no choice but to... Are we going to get another mouth edit of them, like their lips centimeters apart or something?
Nope, we're just going to have...
Yeah. Also, I'm going to blame Gacha Studio for that one, because normally with mouth-to-mouth, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to, swab the head, like open the chin, like actually pinch the nose beforehand. Especially that way people know what you're about to do, rather than just like, kissing an unconscious body. But none of that, of course, was an option here, so I'm not going to be like, oh, well, how dare he not execute the procedure properly? What were you just doing? Giving you mouth-to-mouth. You were unconscious. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
I should have told you I can't swim. You should have not gone in the ocean if you couldn't swim. That's what you really should have done here. Even Aphmau wasn't that stupid.
Yeah, like Aphmau didn't go in the ocean until she was Okay, I'm right. Yeah, I did cut out. Even Aphmau didn't go into the ocean until she was actively peer pressured to. This lady just decided, Sunshine just decided to walk in and risk her own life for no reason.
Yeah, the first time she went to the ocean actually was by accident, because she went on a slide that didn't know connected to the ocean, and then Zane had to blurt out that Aphmau couldn't swim. Yes, Aiden, you just missed the character on the right, Sunshine, saying that she couldn't swim and having to be rescued from the ocean as a result of not being able to swim, but I don't know, somehow just, jumping in. I don't know. Imagine if I had to do that with my girlfriend, lol. Well, I don't know your girlfriend, so I mean, how would she have reacted to being resuscitated in such a manner? That's between the pair of you, I suppose.
I don't judge what you do in the sanctity of your own bedrooms.
I feel like if you rescue someone from drowning, you probably don't want to drag them to a bedroom first. Unless you live right next to the beach, that's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Besides, I'm pretty sure that any Dr. Mike fans out there are yelling chest compressions, chest compressions, chest compressions right now after checking a pulse.
Yeah, but it's like a standard of anime beach episodes. Oh, this character is drowning. Chest compressions don't matter. Lean immediately in for the kiss.
Yeah, pretty much. They've been happening in Code Lyoko, I think. No one did chest compressions in that show before immediately. So I was like, oh, who knows how to do mouth to mouth? It's like, I don't know. What am I gonna do? And then, of course, Jim to the rescue.
That's because, Jim is probably, I don't know, Red Cross certified. He is a gym teacher after all, and it is required for his job.
Yeah. Also, this video doesn't know how snorkels, you missed out the R, that was it, I think, doesn't know how snorkels, and then that was it. The video doesn't know how snorkels.
Snorkelers.
I was just. You almost died, you goofball.
You almost died. It's funny.
I kind of already figured that out before we swam. I just didn't think you were dumb enough to jump in. all that the sea was shallow, it was deep enough in order for that to be an issue immediately.
Yeah, there's usually like, I don't know, a coast between the shallow end and deep ocean.
Yeah, now that you mention that, how far out do they have to swim in order to be completely submerged? I mean, then again, I know that I, would take a while longer before I had to walk out a fair distance in a lot of oceans in order to not touch the floor and not be walking on the sand underneath.
Listen,
However,
that's because
even
you're
further.
That's because you're a Tully McTall pants.
Okay, yes, but even in that situation, you still have to go like significantly further to fully submerge if you can't touch the ocean. That's like half of the body. So double that distance. I'm thinking it's gonna have to go a fair distance, yeah.
Also, if we look at the shoreline in the background behind us, we can just as easily judge that the shoreline is at least the shoreline between the beach and deep ocean is at least a couple of feet.
Yeah, I feel like we're watching an episode of The Science.
The science, or early game theory before it became really shit.
Well, I mean that. I mean, I guess that was part of the other game theorist channel was The Science. Dear Midori Stories, hi, it's me, Austin. Anyway, also, yeah, Josh is correct in this case. We've got the wrong "you're" again. The only thing that matters to me is that you're okay.
Also,
my okay matters to me as well.
Also,
why they're wearing demon horns? We haven't worked that out yet.
Yeah, we don't know either. You're asking the wrong set of people if you want the answer to that.
The better question is, how did they not like wash away as soon as they went underwater? How strong is the adhesive that they glued them onto their skin with? They feel bad for Sunshine. That's gonna get caught in her hair. Anyway, I don't care if you can't
swim. What?
To be honest, that makes you cuter. Apparently.
Okay, you just saved her from drowning. That's not what you say. What you say is, yeah, you can't swim. That's cute and all, but don't go into the ocean, you dumb little girl.
You're really cute when your lungs fill up with water, depriving you of vital oxygen. Making your metabolic function slowly cease to work correctly as the life leaves you. It's just adorable,
I don't care if you can't swim. Okay, we know where your priorities lay, Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Also, speaking about Aphna, my favorite character is Aaron Lycan. Well, hopefully Write It Out doesn't watch this video.
My favorite character is a guy because I like his energy.
I thought your favorite was Lucinda.
Yeah, Lucinda, because Lucinda is Listen.
I was gonna say.
Listen, I like Guy and Lucinda for two different reasons.
Okay, but when picking a favorite, which reason outweighs the other is the real question.
Which reason? Lucinda. Lucinda every time.
I see. Fair enough then. And mine is Nekoet. My favorite is Nekoet, so I've mentioned this already.
That's because Nekoet is just a quality character.
Oh, absolutely.
She should have appeared more. She should have done more appearances.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've got the opposite yaw again. We've got the opposite problem this time. I'll just waste our time. So, what? By the end of today, you'll be able to swim? Probably not. It takes a while to learn to swim. Like a couple of lessons at least. Bare minimum.
Yeah. I have trauma based around, deep water since my father believed in the sink or swim method of teaching a child.
Oh, I see.
So I'd rather not get in the water unless I have to.
That is fair. Yeah, in my case, I learned to swim very early because since my parents were not used to the environment of Texas and how warm it was all the time, we were in a shared complex that had a pool, so we were to go down to the pool every single day. So I just kind of got used to the rhythm. So I could swim obviously with floaties at the time because I was that young. But still, I used to being in the water fairly quickly. So when it came time to actually learn to swim without them, it's like, yeah, okay, this is all right. I hate this, but I will not hate it once it's once it's the lessons have. I was gonna say sunk in, but that's the wrong word. You know what I meant.
I'm an adult and I still wear floaties because I don't get to go to the pool very often. I also have sun sensitivity, so any contact with sunlight on my skin will cause me to break out into a rash.
In that case, the floaties might be holding you back in a way because that means because the more you submerge yourself, the more refracted the light is, I suppose, and you're better protected.
Maybe.
I promise. Pound it. Promise? Okay. But don't say I didn't warn you. I am a horrible student. Hours later. Looks like they're still out there. They're still out there.
They're still out there. There, in the ocean. They're also over there. Wait.
They're in danger.
There.
Also, we haven't seen these characters at all in this episode since they went out to sea and didn't return. Kind of a letdown of a beach episode where you don't see all of the characters. The reason the people are there. Okay. Unfortunately, on Restream, I can't see emojis, so I'm not going to ask why you're bored because I can't see the thing.
The episode just...
Maybe we should go check on them.
The anime beach episode just simply doesn't appeal to Dylan.
Okay. Nah. Why not? This is their time to get even more closer. They're already childhood friends that spend copious amounts of time with each other and live in the same house. They need more time to bond without us interfering. If the Green Knight has something to fight for, he can discover a new strength. Like how his father fought for his mother. So I guess, he's got the Green Knight must have a love interest because that will help, I guess there's a whole, knight and princess thing that might be going on. And if people don't remember, in the last episode, it was revealed that Sunshine was apparently a holy wielder, I think it was. Which is, some important, magical power or something like that. Which essentially means she doesn't really need someone fighting for her in reality, but I guess they'll fight for each other. And destroyed the Dark Lord. Exactly, so if a great darkness comes again, he'll be able to stop it. What? He'll be able to stop it, will he? You've been in the sun too long, Jet. I guess you're right. We've got the wrong you're again. Also, I love Gacha Studio sleeping on the floor. Oh, and hey, it looks like Midori Stories have the same idea as me, using this beach as the, after night falls, just without fading the backgrounds into it. That's what I did. In the episode right after I discovered Midori Stories for the first time. I hadn't watched The Green Knight at the time. I was recommended Not Your Average Girl, which is what got me into Midori Stories in the first place. But again, a couple more streams and we'll be on to that series, and I'm looking forward to sharing that one on here. I told you I'll get it done. Yeah, but look how long it took. It was worth it because I got 2 rewards. 2 rewards? The first one I got to teach you how to swim. The second one I got to sit next to you on a beautiful night on the beach. We're not going to see her swim, actually. That'd be nice to do. As a cherry on top. You know, me and you are like those stars. We remember each other every day. And when we're gone, by the end of the day, we'll be back together. But we can also be comets. Come too late, stay in our heart too short. You mean for too short a time? That's not a sentence, but okay. And when they go, they won't be back. That's actually not how comets work. This is a beautiful monologue, by the way, but that is factually not how comets work. That a lot of them have orbits, so they do in fact return. That's the usual procedure. Oh, hey, Ghosty, you're back. You missed I think, wait, you should put our headphones on first. Can't hear me.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
Okay. You missed a pretty wholesome monologue from Tomi here. Talked about like the beautiful night on the beach and how they're like the stars and they always remember each other. They're always back at the end of the night. But also how they're comets and if they, you know, they've been their lives sort of fleeting moments and if otherwise, and then once they're gone, they won't be back. Which isn't how comets work, but the sentiment's there.
Like, comets come and go. Like, that's very similar to, like, a monologue my friend gave me once. Like, comets come back. It just takes a while. And usually when they come back, it's very fleeting and it's fun until they leave again.
Yeah. Tomi? Sorry, let's be stars, not comets. I like the speech bubbles, actually. That's, well, that custom speech bubble, I think. Oh, wow, Mint Ruto. Welcome back. It's been a long time. Glad to see you again. Agreed. Oh. That was it.
That's the end of the episode.
Okay. Well, as a whole, I would have loved to have seen more of the other characters a bit as well. Because again, some of their interactions are things I also got really into. But then again, I can't pretend like I don't also enjoy beach episodes that only feature one or two people. Well, two people, not one person. One person's boring.
Like, we got development of the main couple, so I guess that's good. That's good. Would have liked to see others as well, but this is fine.
I guess in a way, Jet was right. This was the time to have them bond, despite the fact they live with each other, walk to school every single day, and have copious interactions that have been childhood friends. You know, all that stuff. But yeah, I guess the only thing that was missing was a little bit of a shot of Sunshine actually swimming for a moment or something like that. That could have been a very wholesome anime thing. You know, sometimes they like have still images with like a bit of a filter on top of them, where a character's having like a lot of fun. Have that in the ocean with the lights reflecting or something. I say that like it's easy to do on Gacha Studio, but you know.
Actually, no, that is kind of easy in Gacha Studio since the functionality for pictures is already there.
Yeah, that's very true.
How to save
Welcome,
on
Crystal
animation.
7123. Yeah. Welcome, Crystal 7123, Santa's Animators. That is a very long name. You missed the series picking back up again, I think. I mean, all things considered, there's some stuff I would have liked to have seen more of, but there's not really anything in here that I think I would have wanted to see less in this case. Unlike the last two episodes, so I guess those were just duds. Or maybe now we're getting back into the actual storyline. I might end up regretting saying those words, much like lots of other compliments I've made in the immediate moment, because that happens to me a lot for some reason.
Do we have a new intro?
This is the same intro, so I might try and skip it.
Yes, the more flashing we skip in the opening segment, the more thankful my eyes will be. Ball party.
Oh, this is new. This is new, by the way. The title cards don't normally look like this. Oh, I thought it was like a faded transition shot that I just happened to stay on. No, that's actually how it's supposed to start. Ugh. Then she was like, ah, sunshine.
Sunshine?
Why were you just screaming?
Oh, that.
Oh.
That.
It's because, oh, geez, I forgot. I just skip back some. It's because, sorry, go on.
It's because Prince James invited me to his ball.
Prince James invited you. Who is Prince James for that matter? Did we just go into the story of Cinderella with no warning? That's it? What do you mean that's it? A member of the royal family has invited you to a celebration at a presumably luxurious abode.
Like, I'm just going to sit here and ignore the fact that this episode is called a ball party, even though a ball is quite literally a formal party.
Redundant title is redundant, yeah.
Well, it's not the most redundant title.
No, that'd be Princess Tiara.
Yeah, Princess Tiara. And also, Ocean. Great Lake of Lakes.
Oh my. Well, is it a girl thing only?
No,
no,
anyone's invited. Even commoners like you, Tommy.
But you made it sound like you were invited personally, Sunshine. Prince James invited you. Did Prince James invite you and then said like you could invite anyone you wanted, or was it everyone around is invited? Just happened to interpret that as being addressed to you personally.
Like maybe he did. Just look presentable.
Representable, which I think is meant to say presentable rather than
Representable.
You're representing nature magic users, I suppose. I think that's what Tomi has in this universe. I forgot. It's been a while since I watched episode 2. That's why I explained the lore of like the different types of magic.
Tomi is the avatar master of all forms of magic except for darkness, because the main character can't be evil or have any evil.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because yeah, I think this is the series where certain types of magic could only be used for good or evil, and some of them can be both, and it kind of was arbitrary what could be done for what.
Yeah, it was kind of arbitrary. Just like only good people could use nature magic.
Yeah, which says to me that there's got to be some villain out there that was born with nature magic that immediately, as soon as they start enacting their evil plans, their powers get sealed away.
Yes. I am an evil villain. I grow people into trees. Boop. Now your magic is gone. Wait, what? Yeah, only good people can use magic, silly. Do you want to take this coupon voucher for evil magic instead?
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. Now hand over all your magic, please.
All of your magic now belongs to us.
Yeah, all the other boys as well. Sure will. 2 days later. Oh, that's right. He didn't say what day it was. Neither Sunshine. So, oh wow, what happened to Jet? Oh no. Oh no.
Jet tried to look presentable, but took it way too far.
My boy,
I'm sorry.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. He tried to look representable.
That's yeah. He's representing people's nightmares. All right, let's head out. Are they going to fix your hair? You are in no position, good sir, to tell other people to fix their hair right now.
Like, you want to know what this hairstyle reminds me of? Like
Super Saiyan 3.
Also, Xana Awakens, Odd Delarobia.
A little bit, yeah. What's wrong with it? This is a ball, not a party. Yes, it is. Not only is the episode called Ball Party, but ball is a party.
Yes, a ball is literally the term for a formal party.
I'm I'm
Like,
just so very confused right now.
do I need to look into the etymology of ball for you?
Or just a definition will probably come up with it rather than etymology this time. Fine. This is the best I can do. And it insert the anime cliche of his hair like bouncing back instantly. Now that's ball certified. Let's just go. Now this is a ball. Ah yes, a stage in the middle of space over an abyss. With half the floor is missing. I'm having so much fun right now. This is what a ball looks like. I'm especially keen on the deprivation of oxygen and rainbow filter for no reason.
Why is there a rainbow filter?
I don't know.
Ah, yes, a formal ball is a dance occasion. By formal is meant people were invited, wore their best evening attire, and the ball was held in a splendid ballroom. So this void in the middle of space must be this world's definition of a splendid ballroom.
Oh yeah, absolutely splendid, that's for sure. Splendid. Yeah.
Look at this splendid ballroom. Half of the floor is missing. It's a tripping hazard. Please put up some guardrails.
That's very true, yeah.
Have any of you seen
You got
Sunshine? Well, she's most likely with the Prince James, the Chad who invited her here to the rainbow filter dimension.
probably provided transportation too, you would hope. Why does that matter? I judged once to know. It says just at the top, so it was corrected. With a capital J, but close.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, she has very, very poor sense of orientation. So if she's not here, that means she's probably lost somewhere.
She's
Which,
about
considering we're in space, is a bad thing to think about. She's about over there waiting for James. Hey, Sunshine. Oh, wow, she actually did, like, clean up very nicely. Tommy? She looks so...
You actually
actually-
came! I didn't know you would come to a space party. How did you get here?
If I got invited to a space party, I would definitely show up. Yeah.
Come on, Candy.
I'm just reminded of one of my one of my more interesting memories from school. So one of my classmates and close friends was an opera singer. Well, still is. She hasn't quit or anything. Yeah, so it's an opera singer, and at one point had some sort of, I think it was either an audition or a performance to go to for something, and so had to get prepared in the sixth form itself. So she showed up like that, like out of the nowhere. After I think I was in a rehearsal or something. I came out, happened to see her go by, and then like, well, I was standing there. She said hi to me. I turned around, saw her in like, you know, the full get up with the dress and the makeup and everything. I was like, I just went, whoa. Just immediately without thinking.
Meanwhile,
oh my goodness.
Someone had a similar reaction to me, but instead of whoa, like you're pretty, it's like, whoa, you really need to get that makeup off. You're breaking out real bad.
You think that I was gonna say, you think that makeup would be to prevent you from doing so unless you were allergic to it, but yeah.
Yeah, I am allergic.
Ah, then I see. Anyway, so sure. Oh well, their hands mildly touched, unlike last episode where that happened multiple times. Thanks. No problem. I'm gonna go.
Enjoy the candy. This is a sad scene.
For some reason, yeah. What the heck, man? Why am I acting like this? It's actually not that bad.
There I go again, blushing at Tommy.
Yeah, for her it's bad because she's been a tsundere the whole time.
Why
Why
though?
the...
I know he likes the princess.
Yeah, because the princess is actually nice to him under most circumstances.
I don't like him, so...
Princess? Oh, that's Prince James. I thought the Kirito lookalike was Prince James. I guess he was just an extra. It's okay, fair enough. We've got extras going on.
James!
I like to think that the rainbow is like this because of the way that this works. They can just go across from one rainbow to another, and the camera always like happens to be in the middle of them. So that way, it's like one massive whole like line across space with rainbows shining very in calculated manners alongside everything.
In that case, is this formal ball taking place on Rainbow Road?
That would explain the lack of guardrails.
No, actually, even Rainbow Road in some iterations has guardrails. This place is just not built correctly.
It's good to see.
It's good to see you again. I
Yes,
can't get over this, guys.
please, yeah, please let my hair brush your forehead as I bow.
Same here.
Can I have this dance?
Why would I deny? Did you just go?
Yeah,
to...
you're.
Did you just?
Oh wow, they're spinning around, but they are very close to the edge there. They're canonically spinning each other around in their arms. That's that angle. That's
Also, did you just do James from Pokemon for his voice?
You know what? That was actually completely accidental.
That's why it took me so long to like say her line, because I was just like, why did you break out James from Pokemon?
I actually didn't even mean to do that, but there you go.
So I'll just be with James.
Well, you'll be with him for the time being. You barely know him, and also just got invited now. You can't just say like, "Oh yeah, fine. I'll go with boy number 2 that may or may not be into me and just invited me out of just out of the mild acquaintance that we have that has never been properly explored."
Yes.
It's the idea that everyone is being swung around. I think in Gacha Studio you had to place people on. It wasn't like a free like drag across the screen situation. It was always they would be in this line. I think so. There was no other option other than hopefully zoom the camera in so we don't see their legs and therefore question where the edge of the precipice would have been.
They're all spinning very close to the precipice. Too close for my liking.
Yeah.
Also, we couldn't have gone like some formal ball music, like any light
he just
piano
tripped.
would have. Yeah, he did. He just tripped close to the precipice. This is why we need guardrails.
Yeah. Also, I was going to make a joke about the fact this music would be non-diegetic because there's no sound of travel in space. But then I remember they've been talking to each other this whole time and breathing, so I guess they must have an artificial atmosphere somewhere, like just around, or we're on we're on the stratosphere right now.
That's probably
Maybe.
what the rainbow filter is. It is the artificial atmosphere of this rainbow road.
Hmm.
This is Rainbow Road to hell.
Love the sea sunshine. You could have just had like a shot of sunshine in some way, then cut to Midori and the reaction. We would sort of get that. Anyway, what was the point of coming here? You are suspended in space at the edge of a precipice in a long hallway, dancing in a royal ball. That was the point of coming here, okay?
Like, if anything,
really not taking advantage of this opportunity.
If anything, this is a royal ball conducted by a prince. There are plenty of lovely ladies. Question mark. Around for you to dance with.
I'm surprised that Princess Tiara isn't here. Maybe she's from a rival kingdom and therefore didn't get invited. Then again, she has a pink-haired princess. Maybe she's actually called Jessie. That stupid James. Get out the road, kid! Just because he's a prince, he thinks he can...
No, actually, he's just being nice because they have a mutual friend they collude with. What?
Mm-hmm. Just because he struck a deal with Elon Musk to acquire the space technology to do this doesn't mean he gets to invite my stalker / childhood friend. I'm going to go get something to drink. Alright. Just be careful, the gravity in that room doesn't work quite well. Just cut to her, like, trying to avoid swirling liquid. We saw you over there dancing with James. It's just dancing. Is that Tomy?
Is that Tommy? What is he
What's
doing?
he doing? Cut to Tomy just like fully drunk, just like, let me tell you something, Prince James. You think you're so smooth, but this lady here
Can I make a
lives with me.
can I make a joke about last Gacha review we watched? Oh
Go on.
no! Tommy's being kidnapped off screen by the DM.
I'm surprised the DL haven't attacked this place yet.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You were in a city and now you're alone on a path on the moon. What? There is no continuity between backgrounds other than this weird rainbow filter.
This would have been the continuity, because this background actually matches the other one. Are we to assume that there's like an Earth road with buildings in between the ballroom and this road, also in space, but it reflects the sunlight?
Like, I have a theory, if you would hear me out right quick. Maybe Prince James is the Prince of the Moon. And he has like a city on the moon and a bridge that goes from the moon to Earth that he sometimes uses.
I suppose, yeah, maybe.
But in that
He's got a bridge that goes from the moon. Wouldn't that like anchor the moon so it wouldn't orbit anymore? That would be terrible.
I don't know, maybe it's a magic bridge.
He only deploys at certain times when he knows the Earth's tides aren't going to be affected. Oh, hey, I'm just out here for fresh air. You're in space, there is no fresh air.
You're on the moon. Like, the moon is glowing with a rainbow gradient, probably suggesting some sort of artificial atmosphere, but it's still not fresh air. You're still on the moon.
Mm-hmm. In the words of Bridge Vegeta, I'm just glad that I'm in a part of the galaxy where there's air. You left because I was with James, huh? Not that you would be jealous of me, because clearly we don't like each other, so why would I jump to that conclusion, but yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Sign.
She just takes a sign out of her pocket and drops it.
It's like the Gibby hitting people with stop sign tag. Can I have this dance?
Maybe.
What do you mean?
Maybe.
Shh. By the way, thank you for coming in closer for me to shush you like that. That's very helpful. Of course. Of course you can.
Tommy? Here, let me touch it. What was that expression? Excuse me?
Well, I don't that well that's a gacha kiss right there. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, the expressions probably to do a line with that. Let's see. Oh, because they were like opening their eyes coming out of the moment. That's why.
Yeah, I know.
Wait. Oh, she has the fire powers. She's become Caitlyn the Fire Fist now.
I thought it was established that she had light powers.
I guess fire emits light, therefore she has. Well, I think fire was another option, wasn't it? I don't know
anymore.
anymore.
Another option. I remember this magic system, and fire and light are two separate entities.
Yeah. Also, first kiss, then punch, then ask if you're okay. You know what that makes? Mixed messages. Mixed messages.
Can we get a red flag?
Yes, we can. Nope. Here it is. Anyone who has anyone has this that had this stream as like a background tab because they got bored of the reaction. She's probably like had a huge jolt right now. Hopefully Dylan the Wolf didn't get too surprised.
Ew. It was what you're supposed to do before you dance.
Implying that you also kiss Prince James before you dance with him, which we didn't see.
I did it with
I was
James
right.
too. It wasn't on screen, but I swear it happened.
Yeah. Well, now I feel less special. I'm going to hang out with the princess who wasn't invited.
So let's dance.
Okay. There's a meet. It's heading towards the castle. Okay, it's a castle then. We got to everyone before. That, good sir, is not a meteor. That is in fact what we know as a missile.
Like, oh, it didn't. What?
I guess this is the first use of stock footage, which will become a trend in Midori Stories videos, or what inspired me to do it. But I was not expecting it to start this way. That is literally an app filter. Everyone just got blown up. Is this the ending of Ponies? Are we in the ending of Ponies now? Is this how the Queen destroyed everyone off screen? Oh no. Oh no. Didn't I tell you? I'll be back.
You just killed all of Tommy's friends?
You killed everyone but the person you were after.
How he probably had the missile aimed, intending that he would be there.
Yeah, but then he also emerged as if he knew that Tone would be out when it fired. Like he was waiting for him to exit.
Maybe he was also at the party ball party.
He had to leave. But oh my goodness, what if he's Prince James? That's why Prince James invited Sunshine. He doesn't know her that well, but he knows that I guess she likes balls, I suppose, and so decided to so invited her, knew that she would invite Tomi, and then yeah, like made an excuse. Well, she made an excuse actually. It was like, okay, now's the chance, let's go. And it just so happened, yeah, because went to find Tomi. It's like, okay, well, I guess commence Operation Pew Pew, and that was it.
Like when you say that she likes balls, that could be taken without any context.
I think people will understand, since this episode is called Ball Party and we just saw a royal ball. I think people understand what I meant when I said that.
Even then, man, it's an out of context Butterman quote.
No one clip that, please. It's probably too late. Whatever. Okay,
Oh well,
so
there's a lot
that
of footage in this about us talking about balls. It's fine.
yeah, that is true. You did have to look it up at one point. Okay, well, I mean, I think that the biggest con with this episode has to be the setting, the fact that we're in space. Because if anything, in space, once that natural atmosphere runs out, there's no oxygen to fuel that fire, so that's not going to stay there for that long.
Like what? My biggest con is like I like the use of the stock footage. I just don't like the stock footage that was used.
Yeah, find stock footage of a meteor. That would have been fine. There's a part of Super Mario 63 that could be used for that, I suppose.
Look up media falling on the internet, and there's bound to be at least one cartoon GIF you could use.
Yeah, maybe Midori had to get a matching explosion source to the app filter of the missiles or something. Which, by the way, everyone got hit at point blank. They're dead. I don't care what happens in the next episode. They are dead. Hi, it's me, Jacob. Let's talk about missiles today. And what happens when you take one to the face?
Like everybody but Tommy and Sunshine just died in a space accident. Wait, does that mean the prince is well?
Well, unless the prince was the DL soldier, in which case that I guess he just kind of faked his own death there. Well,
Like,
I mean,
way to break your own alibi, genius.
I guess it kind of I guess that kind of explains why we didn't see that much of the other characters in the beach episode, because they were all gonna explode anyway the next time. So only Tommy and Sunshine seem to matter. Which, by the way, what a downer continuation of the beach episode. Ah, yes, we're all hanging out as friends or anything. Next episode, death. Like, what?
I can't
You gotta
believe
pace that out a little bit. My goodness.
I can't believe a missile just killed all of our supporting cast.
Yeah, I agree with Roby Vinciano. I think that might have been. I'm not sure. I probably butchered that. Okay, well, we have one more to go. Let's see.
One more for today.
One more for today, and then two more for a future review, and then that's the end of the Green Knight. Which, by the way, this has pretty become the Tommy and Sunshine story, which I mean, it kind of was in some aspects to begin with, but also, Tommy's destiny as the Green Knight. It kind of seems like maybe Miri wanted to tell just a romance halfway through, and decided that was going to be the focus after instead of like a hero's destiny first and foremost.
So we could focus on our main duo. Midori decided to just murk the rest of the cast.
Yeah, I would have said maybe this series would have been better if it was just focused, like if it was a series about a couple that, I mean, maybe there's magic involved, maybe there isn't, but just have a good old tsundere love story and see what comes from that, I suppose. Because I do like it when and I guess a relatively newer anime trope is when people actually do get together towards the start of a series, and then we see their romantic adventures together as the series progresses. As they hit traditional couple milestones or something, or visit certain places, whatever it might be. That's also why I started Puppy Love with them getting together in the first episode, rather than trying to drag that out for the remaining 8.
Good old
Or remaining 8, so the total 8.
Because there's one trope I hate more than As You Know.
Yeah.
And it's will they, won't they?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Just have them get together already. Please, just continue the plot and stop focusing on them narrowly dodging each other in alleyways while trying not to be romantic.
Yeah, a lot of will they won't they's are just essentially, they will, but we can't have that happen yet because we've got a quota to fill. I'm glad people are seeing the potential of, if a story's focused on romance, it doesn't have to end when the characters get together. If anything, people benefit more from seeing stories of couples than they do of people becoming a couple. Kind of reminds me of the ending of The Graduate in a sense. Because that famous scene after they've like run away, they're on the bus together after interrupting the wedding. Spoilers for The Graduate, by the way. If people haven't seen that movie from like 60 years ago. So yeah, like guy interrupts girl's wedding. They run off together. They're on the bus, and you think it's going to cut to credits because they're like laughing together. Music is playing or something. Then suddenly, Sound of Silence starts playing, and they gradually get much more serious, and they start, and then as their expressions fade down into almost solemn, but if anything else neutral, they just face forward. The song continues playing, and then eventually the credits roll. People have been debating for decades about the meaning of that at the end. But I think as a sense of, I watched The Graduate and they don't think things through at all. They barely know each other. They barely have much to say. They're acting on basically pure attraction alone and the adrenaline and the youthfulness they have. And then suddenly they realize, oh, wow, we're
not
we've
ready.
goofed. Exactly, yeah. It's essentially what Kirito and Asuna would do in Sword Art Online Abridged. They realized they got married way too soon, and then, but we, except for without the comedy of them trying to make the other person crack and admit it first. Anyway, yeah, they do a whole thing with it because obviously Graduate ends with that, but
hey, at least
yeah, it took a while to patch onto that.
Sao, Kirito, and Asuna feel like a more, I don't know, successful relationship. Feels like a more human portrayal of a realistic relationship between teens than the actual Sword Art Online. So, yeah, it died 100%. Ghosty's stamp of approval.
Exactly. And also based on like how those two characters were portrayed in the abridged up until that point, there was no other way their relationship could have gone other than that way. So yeah. Okay, anyway, stories about couples are great. Let's see how this couple that survived a massacre deals with the PTSD that ensues. So without oh yeah, and also skip the intro. Okay, here we go. Episode 10, The Fight Part 2, which was not what the episode 9 was called. So, I don't know what that was about.
Like, maybe this is the fight part 1, part 2?
Maybe the fight part 1 was an earlier episode, and this is the part 2 because the same two characters are fighting again. I think maybe that's what it was supposed to be.
Like, maybe...
It's sort of like there's a very, very subtle joke in Captain Underpants. There's two books that are part 1 and part 2 to each other. Specifically Captain Underpants and the Big Bad Battletonic Booger Boy. Parts 1 and 2. And in part 1, there's George and Harold do a demonstration of how to do what they like to call a squishy, which is oh my goodness. Okay, I just realized how much I've got to explain about this. Okay, so say you take 2 ketchup packets and you put them underneath the bumps of a toilet seat. If you fold them in a certain way, when a person sits down, the toilet seat squishes the ketchup packets down, and the person gets legs full of ketchup. That is the joke. I'm starting to understand why these books were the most banned books in the US when they came out. So yeah, so that was part one, and they got in trouble for it, and then a bunch of other stuff happens. Then afterwards, they say a squishy is the latest fad. There's like a bit of a running thing afterwards in the school. Then cut to book two. Towards the end, you see a chapter called Squishies Part Two. Because certainly you wouldn't remember Squishies Part One if you read the books when they first came out. They would have come out like a year apart from each other, I imagine. Then then they have to use. I think it might be like fabric softener or space starch or something like that. There's a specific item that they have to use in order to defeat my Booger Boy, actually. And so, and they have to like trick him to actually sit down. And Captain Underpants gives him a squishy. Says again, the squishy's latest fad. So that's the callback. But it's such a small thing that you think like, oh wait, where did I see that before? If you just read Squishy's Part Two, what is this about? Or if you read the Part Two book in the first place, you'd be like, what on earth is this? Just scroll through the chapters like, where's Squishy's Part One? And then you wouldn't know. But yeah, I caught on because I read this religiously for some reason. Anyway, how are you?
Alive.
The
The
boss just didn't think it was time for me to go.
What?
Oh, yeah, you can read him. So I'm here to do some unfinished
business.
Sunshine, run. Oh, actually, I found out I'm a holy wielder. I can help you, Tommy. But trust me, Sunshine. No, seriously, I have a staff and everything. Oh, okay, fine. I'll just go. Yeah, you're so stupid. What great final words. Wait, so she can move up a notch. Why did they dance at the edge of the precipice in the last episode then?
I don't know. Maybe the event as a whole was was planned to be a massacre. Why did we spend an episode focused on it then?
But well, just to have it, I guess for the shock value, I suppose. I do remember. I did see a comment on this episode actually, of someone commenting on Midori and his cliffhangers. Which yeah, the episodes have had some pretty decent cliffhangers, especially since like the midpoint of the series. I think since Sunshine got kidnapped, every episode has got some sort of cliffhanger attached to it. So that at least is great for the longevity of the show and people coming back to it. I'm gonna make sure you're gone for good this time. Funny, because I was gonna say the same thing. We're not very original.
His wings just came out of nowhere. Wait, didn't you? Wait, no, didn't he just die in the explosion that took everybody else?
I think I saw him in the explosion. It was such a fleeting image, I didn't see everyone as they got blown up. Where did he go? Looks like we scared him off. Oh, only one-on-ones are allowed, that's the real reason.
No.
Behind you! Huh? He just freezes in mid-air as he's able to do that. But... Oh, okay, so they are... they're all just dying for real. Honestly, I was kind of joking with like the whole missile things. I thought maybe they would be like, oh, they're underneath a pile of rubble or something, and they actually like somehow escape. But no, they are actually dying. Fair enough. The show did go there. All right then.
They're murking the entire cast. I called it.
Shit. That'll teach him not to mess with my plans. Don't worry, he's not. Oh, boo. Hi, Kaju. I don't know what that means. Asarath Metrion Zinthos. See? back to normal. Did you?
You gave him an edgy palette swap.
Jet? The Jet you knew is no more. I've become my opposite, Shark. Hey, how about you go handle those in the castles? I don't think that's necessary. I think they've been handled.
Yeah, they've been thoroughly cooked, if you know what I mean.
Literally, they've been thoroughly cooked. There was fire and... yeah. You can count on it, sir. Jet! The implication of going back to normal is that he started out like this, but somehow fought off the corruption. Is that why he knew about corruption in the previous episode? Because he's one explained to Midori how it worked. Sorry, to Tomi how it worked last time.
You keep calling Tomi Midori.
Because his last name's Midori. Don't bother, he doesn't recognize that name. Now, let's finish this. Just wide open. Yeah, exactly. Just slice up like that. That's a terrible sword stance. For once and for all. Once for all and all for once. This would be a good time to change the music to some sort of action music, especially with you. I want to show like the fight image on screen like that. Ah, yes, I summon lightning without clouds. How do I do that? Oh, wow, okay. I love what's going with the background now, actually. And yeah, his hair turned green as the Green Knight. It has done that before. I think in like episode 6, maybe? Possibly 5, actually. That's enough playing around. You always gotta make a grand entrance, huh? I've got the element, so let's go. My element? He took it. Wait, so did the elements come off of people? Because, again, the implication was that they were born being able to use an element, right? So, could elements be wrenched from people? I don't remember that being explained.
No,
ever.
that wasn't explained. It's just a thing that just now happened. What?
Okay. I've lost all my magical ability, which means I can't breathe in space. Well, it looks like our work here is done.
Yeah, the other guy disappeared. Why didn't you go with him?
I guess he's got to finish off Tomi. It was fun while it lasted, Green Knight. If that's what you even are now.
No,
I guess
he didn't even,
he's allowed to live.
He didn't even.
The one person that you wanted dead is allowed to live.
He didn't even finish off Tomi. He just faded off screen. Why did he fade off screen with the other guy? He stayed to taunt Tomi and then went into the abyss.
Yeah, he's on the floor, unguarded and unconscious. Oh, and I think that's the end of the episode. Yep, that's the end of the episode. That's all we have. That's all, folks. What the heck was that?
Jacob, you have the same reaction I do. What? So, you just killed all of your main characters except for one. How do you continue from here? I'm interested to see, but I'm also very confused.
I mean, that is almost how Ponies the movie proceeded. Because at the end of Ponies the show, most of the characters ended up dead, minus a couple of the original ponies. So suddenly now they had to like take on the queen and team up with the people from other dimensions and such. So I presume at some point Tomi's gonna have to, team up with Sunshine, who's now one of the only living people with the power to help him. Maybe the princess tags along for safety in numbers. And Jet, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, if the meteor didn't finish them off, then I'm sure Jet got the survivors. Maybe.
Maybe if Jet's even his name anymore. Woo! Like what?
Yeah, sorry, a shark got them. Yeah, that's true. What are the pros and cons of the episode? Well, the cons are some of the things that I said already. Also, the fact that Sunshine is fully aware that she has that specific power. She used it to escape her own corruption and gave herself all the credit for it. Which, to be fair, she did kind of deserve, but Midori was also kind of a bit peeved as a result of that. But yeah, after that, oh, finally, it moves. But even after that, she decides to not to run away and just call Tomi stupid. It might be the last word she says to him, depending on like how that fight could have gone. And it very nearly should have been. Tomi should have died at this point. There's only so much plot armor that a knight can wear at any point. That's what I have to say. He's the knight in plot armor. That's what he is. Well, and as for pros, I like what happens with the with the background, like slowly disappearing away. We're still to the point of having crossfades, but I presume that's one step away, and that's one thing that Midori obviously learned to edit in the meantime after that, and so it must be one of those editing workarounds that we all do depending on where we are in our editing journey. And of course, there's also the fight. The sign there, which I think might have been a green screen effect or possibly a pre-generated effect inside of a Viva video, maybe, potentially. So yeah, those are my pros. Well, I guess, Kitty, you missed everything.
As for me, it's just like the ending of last episode and this episode. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit confused. Everybody's dead except for Sunshine. What?
I mean, it's definitely unexpected. I can see why people comment on Midori's cliffhangers, and admittedly, it is a pretty great cliffhanger. But
it is
it's
a
not
great.
based in the middle of the inciting mystery between.
It doesn't state mystery, but it's also like of the point. What? I lost track of what's going on actively.
That has happened a few times. The Green Knight seems to pivot between story genres a lot, which I guess is part of trying to recover every anime trope under the sun in one video or one series. But of course, the drawback of that is that you end up trying to combine a bunch of different story beats that don't always belong together. Or maybe they do, but they need a bit more time to blend in properly. And because these episodes are only like 5-6 minutes on average long, there's not enough time for that kind of stuff. It's the same thing with the beach episode. There wasn't enough time to give the other characters any major screen time, even in between the Tomi and Sunshine moments. And as a result of that, only Tomi and Sunshine got focus. But yeah, it does seem that Midori at this point is probably more competent with two-person interactions than necessarily like handling massive groups. Because I'm thinking now back to the character dynamics and how I remember like how Tomi and Reggie would interact versus Tomi and Sunshine. Always like pairing groups that you would have rather than the entire cast as a whole, which is obviously a whole different matter altogether. But that's kind of what the fun of beach episodes tend to be, is how everyone blends with everyone. But yeah. Back to this episode, of course. We get to Return of the Enemies again. But even then, that's not so much of a built-up. It's a bit of a built-up rivalry because of the foreshadowing of the Green Knight at the beginning of the entire series, which we're still working towards. That's probably why Tomi survived, because we have to get to that moment in the story before we flash back to all of this. So in a sense, it just keeps on being the one who the one who escapes you rather than, I guess, too much of a huge rival within the DL soldiers. Unless, of course, it's Prince James the whole time, in which case, absolutely, will be the best reveal of all time. But we can only wait and see. For now, I suppose I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to dessert and probably get some. Might get an early night. Depends on how much Advantris and do after this.
Like, I'm gonna go listen to, I don't know, edit some more Monster Compendium. I've gotten back on the horse, and now I'm very proud with my progress. I've been working on the same scene for 6 months. Because
blimey, yeah.
Yeah, that's because I had some friend drama, so it kind of killed my motivation for a good while. And now my motivation is back, and it's like, yes, I'm back on the horse, but at what price?
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, a horse is a horse, of course. Okay. Good luck with that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to eat, and I'm also made season 3 of the Owl House, so I'm continuing my investment in that. So, all those things I said. For now, please hit the like or dislike, because your opinion matters. Got us already. And on that